been told that Jeffrey Epstein was fond of underage girls, but that was just his hobby, not his day job, and not why powerful people are afraid of him. Epstein's day job was as a corporate termite, a dirty financial advisor. He seduced wealthy people by promising them vast tax savings and investment returns in exchange for them turning over portions of their fortunes for him to control. And many wealthy interests are terrified of what damaging financial information could be unearthed if all the secrets in Jeffrey's files were ever made public.
Hello, my name is Rena.
And my name is Justin.
Thank you for joining us for another installment of Lights in the Coming Darkness.
Today's installment is called Battling Termites.
You know, Rena, termites are critters who burrow into organizations and weaken the foundation.
Like the money changers in the temple.
Termites operate off of their own self-interest and selfish ambition and don't have the interests of the people or the organization at heart.
People are not termites or coarse. They are human beings. But people can behave like termites when they burrow their way into organizations and use their unsanctioned influence to weaken the organization in pursuit of their own private agendas.
Organizational termites are people who burrow into organizations and eat away at the foundations.
Such people are pursuing their own private agendas. Like the devil, whispering in one's ear, they often bring out the worst in the people and organizations they serve. Because termites are highly compensated, they often thrive at the expense of organizational workers doing actual work. More immediate termite damage may include compromised organizational ethics, lower product quality, lower worker wages, and possibly compromised worker health and safety. But damage may not be limited to the corporate hosts themselves, as it could spread outside of the company, causing industry-wide damage, a loss of corporate reputation, lower worker morale, or even a health and safety threat to the consuming public. While there are many types of organizational termites, this discussion will center on 4 types: financial termites, which facilitate tax and financial fraud; legal termites, which facilitate illegal or immoral organizational activities; marketing termites, which promote unethical manipulative marketing campaigns; and self-promoters, whose real goal is to use the organization to promote their own interests.
Your boasting is not good. Do you not know that a little leaven leavens the whole lump?
Even a little corruption, if tolerated, can destroy the reputation of an otherwise sound organization, or even spread throughout it. We live in a corporate-run world in which every organization is either a business or a commodity. Corporations in the past brought a shared prosperity to the citizens of our nation. A philanthropic spirit filled our communities with libraries, affordable housing, abundant career opportunities, affordable health care. But as the wall between big business and the state began breaking down, and the church and big business, there was a corresponding increase in greed and graft, with no real moral voice from the church to slow it down, with the benefits increasingly flowing to the top alone, while regular working class people got squeezed out, finding housing less and less affordable. And while we continue to argue over which political party is more responsible for our falling standard of living, or which church has the correct doctrine, we can't ignore the fact that leaders of both parties are doing far better than the voters who put them into office. And the lifestyle of our megachurch pastors are more and more resembling that of the rich politicians we love to criticize. And this is not by accident, as all of our leaders seem to be listening to the same corrupting voice that tried to seduce Jesus in the wilderness.
Do you know what the right thing to do is? Everything I tell you to do.
And this system of immoral influence is as old as time. We saw this with Haman counseling King Xerxes to commit genocide against the Jews in the book of Esther. And we saw this with the money changers at the temple, undoubtedly friends of the ruling class who saw money-making opportunities by ripping off the poor. We saw it when Judas counseling Jewish religious leaders on how they can capture and kill Jesus. Thus, it's no surprise if we see this kind of termite-driven corruption in the modern church today. We saw it in modern-day events when teams of lawyers created settlement deals to keep the pedophile scandal out of the news.
I think we can make this thing go ahead, but it won't be cheap.
Many church scandals have unfortunately resulted from church lawyers or accountants counseling church leaders to perform unethical behaviors.
Look, Pastor, you don't have to pay any taxes on your principal residence. You need to maximize your advantages.
Only in America are churches run so much like businesses, but with the added advantage that they cannot be audited and they cannot be taxed.
Look, she signed an NDA, so you don't have to admit anything about this matter.
The existence of the church NDA is why the Me Too scandal in large churches looks so similar to Me Too scandals in corporate businesses. And the marketing of churches, church events, and religious paraphernalia is hardly indistinguishable from corporate marketing approaches, somewhat driven by younger members who have a desire to be a part of a successful ministry.
Are you growing at your new church, Naya?
We have a lot more members than your church, Marcus.
Is size all that matters to you, Naya?
Many adults are now too young to remember a time when most pastors lived in ordinary houses, drove ordinary cars, and did not press their struggling members for money.
The turning point came over a generation ago when many leaders began bringing corporate marketing practices to the church, which some call the seeker-sensitive movement.
Your personal brand is the key to increasing your future revenue stream.
And one major way of marketing and promoting churches and church-related services is the Christian conference approach. But there are problems there as well.
In a recent survey of promotional blips for 21 major Christian conferences, it was found that only one even mentioned the name of Jesus.
And, like secular rock stars, Christian conferences often feature highly paid celebrity circuit speakers to draw in the crowds and increase profit margins.
I'll put behinds in the seats, Jim, but I have a set fee. But I'm worth every penny of it.
And there are websites where you can survey speaker fees for famous conference speakers and performers. Some charge $100,000 or more per appearance. Another big draw at such conferences are Christian authors. But increasingly, this industry has been impacted by secular market forces as well.
Are you still falling for all that love your neighbor stuff?
Often written to push some political agenda or another that has no real basis in true biblical doctrine.
Christy, you need to get on board this train before it leaves the station. This is a hot topic right now.
The result is a what bleeds leads mentality, resulting in floods of books feeding the divisive and hate-filled rhetoric we see today.
You have heard that it was said, "Love your neighbor and hate your enemy." But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be children of your Father in heaven. He causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous.
Do you have any New Testament books based on the Ten Commandments?
In the New Testament, Jesus gave us the Beatitudes in the Sermon on the Mount as a new covenant substitute for the Old Testament Ten Commandments.
This is the covenant I will make with the people of Israel after that time, declares the Lord. I will put my law in their minds and write it on their hearts. I will be their God, and they will be my people.
Jeremiah prophesied this before Jesus' birth, but conservatives still cling to the Old Testament Ten Commands, or as some would say, suggestions or comments.
Look, Theo, it's got to be the 10 Commandments, and not the Sermon on the Mount that gets posted everywhere. We don't want everybody taken in by all that love thy neighbor and blessed are the peacemakers stuff.
But we let the termite in when we sat idly by while the churches morphed into just another business.
The time has come for all evangelists to practice full financial disclosure. The world is watching how we walk and how we talk. We must have the highest standards of morality, ethics, and integrity if we are to continue to have influence.
Christian leaders should always be careful to follow biblical examples, as opposed to skirting or crossing legal or ethical boundaries.
Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal.